Hello everyone, welcome back to another vidcast. This time we're looking at the second secret transmission in the Waypoint Bulletin for this week. We did one last week and we had some nice juicy bits, some nice Oni juicy bits, and we see another communique between Surgeon and Coalminer again. So this one is not quite as detailed as the other one is, but we figured since it's nice and new and special and we did one last week, we were going to continue doing these until Halo 4 comes out or until we stop getting these. So, first things first, this is titled Over the Fence. It's 2 of 5. So, the 2 of 5 is there from the last time near the classification, so it's likely we're going to get 3 more of these. But this one goes into detail a little bit about 3 of the Covenant species, the Unggoy, which are the grunts, the Kig-Yar, which are the jackals, and the Sangheili, which are the elites. Some of this is basically just intel on what they're doing right now. Basically, this is pretty much between Halo 3 and Halo 4. And this is pretty much... We're pretty sure this is Oni collecting data, right?
Yeah, seems pretty obvious that it's Oni. They're kind of taking stock of all the different species of the Covenant. The brutes are notably absent from this, though. So, interesting. So before we get into this, there are some slight spoilers for the newest book, Halo: The Thursday War, because this is my assumption, of course. This is not fact. This is
right.
I would assume that this takes place immediately after the Thursday War. It builds up the idea of who the Storm armies are. If you're familiar with the Covenant in Halo 4, they are not the standard Covenant that we were used to fighting in the previous games. They are a splinter cell, a different sect of Covenant called the Storm. Okay. And very notably, if you go down to the elite part where it talks about, there's elite military, they're tracking them across several dozen colonies and such. At the very end, it says, note, a cluster of Sangheili frontier worlds saw sudden and anomalous convergence of unregistered ships, largely cruisers, blah, 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 blah. So basically what that is if I had to guess, that is Jewel Madama, who is the leader of the Storm. That is him gathering strength. He has at least found a clue or perhaps the location of as to where Requiem is. He's searching for Didact. Basically, he wants Didact to come back and crush all the humans. So this is pretty clearly Jewel is gathering all of his forces in the small amount of time in between Halo 3 and Halo 4. We've already seen Jewel in the terminal video that they released 2 weeks ago.
Right.
You see Jewel, and he's got a very significant military there with him. A lot of ships, a lot of crew. So this seems to be pretty obvious that this is Jewel and his new army.
Quite a massive fleet that they had there as well.
Yeah, it seemed pretty big. The other stuff in here about the grunts and the jackals, it's more just like political stuff. They note, it's really small, it's really brief. They just note that the grunts' homeworld seems fine after the war, post Halo 3. There's no off-planet transportation going on, but the grunt homeworld seems okay. Everything's, there's nothing crazy going on. It seems that the Kig-Yar are doing pretty good. The Kig-Yar, they're pirates and, they're jackals for a reason, right? They're called that. But economically, the jackals are probably the most advanced in the Covenant. And it seems that their economy is doing surprisingly well. They're getting up trading again. There's a sequence in Thursday War where jackals and humans are all living on the same planet, amongst a few other Covenant. But it seems the jackals, they are doing pretty well after the Covenant War. It seems that the groups that are in the most amount of problem post Halo 3 are the elites. We're not really certain what's going on with the brutes because we have very, very little information regarding brutes post Halo 3, but it seems that the elites are the only ones who are just absolutely destroyed by this.
So this isn't the first time that we've seen jackals or humans kind of come together and trade either. Going back to Coal Protocol.
Yeah, we saw that in Coal Protocol, but that was less of jackals trading for economic reasons and more because it was a plot they were ordered to by the Prophet of Truth.
Right.
But
you still have to think about, okay, were they exclusively on orders, or were they just was it kind of a dual purpose where they were on orders, but still they liked trading with the humans?
I mean, I don't. I really
can you
couldn't
look that far into it? I guess.
There's really not much you can go into it. I mean, it seemed pretty clear that they were specifically on orders from Truth, but at the same time, they are natural traders. I mean, I guess they seem prone to the open market, I guess. So, good for them, by the way.
Yeah.
But, the free market is their domain. But, I mean, it makes sense that the Jackals of all groups would be dealing with humans in trade post the war, because if you remember from the books, the Jackals are really not the most devout members of the Covenant. They are really not believers necessarily. I don't want to say that they're not believers, but they're
Right.
kind of agnostic almost. They just really they really don't care. They're being paid by the Covenant, pure and simple. It is economic for them, and that's why they do it. So it makes sense that Jackals and humans would get along, because really Jackals and humans are actually, this is kind of a metaphor for them being very similar to each other. They've made a very notable effort in the books to make it seem as though elites are a little bit holier than thou. You know, elites don't like to lie, they don't like to steal or cheat or anything like that.
The whole noble,
the
kind
noble
of characteristic.
Humans, we really don't have a problem with that. We'll do it if it suits our benefits. Well, the same thing with Jackals.
Yeah, and we'll backstab you if it benefits us.
Absolutely. So, I mean, it seems that they're really going out of their way to make it seem like Jackals and humans would get along quite nicely. I mean, who knows? There could be a potential partnership between those groups. Now, I find it interesting, however, that Jackals are siding with the Storm in Halo 4. It could be Jewel is paying them a lot of money, but Jewel doesn't have much. So I don't know what's going on with those Jackals. Now, if you'll note, the Jackals in Halo 4, they look significantly different than Halo 2, Halo 3, even Halo 1.
They look a lot more reptilian than bird-like.
You know what? Baby Godzilla is what's being thrown around YouTube a lot. But, and some people are not pleased with that. Now, it could very well be that it is just a 100% just a canonical thing. They retconned it and they said, screw it, this is what we want Jackals to look like. Or it very well could be a similar story with the Skirmishers, how this is a different sect or a different tribe or a different almost subspecies of Jackals.
Okay, different evolution kind of thing.
And these Jackals could be very well more pious than the Jackals we've seen in previous games. So I think that's a little bit interesting that they are fighting with Jewel, because again, Jackals are not very religious. But you know, I mean, this could be the odd group out that is.
Yeah, and then you always see the grunts being kind of pulled along by the Sangheili just from the first game.
Well, the grunts are religious, but they don't. It's actually really interesting for them because the elites, they can't even really read all the Forerunner text. That's a big thing in Thursday War, is how the elites, I mean, they relied on the Forerunners to read Forerunner stuff. And for the entire time that we've known about the hierarch's plot against humanity and dealing with humanity, it was because of a mistranslated Forerunner glyph, right? Well, I mean, so really they can't read Forerunner glyphs very well, and I think that was the thing that was pretty notable in Contact Harvest, is the grunts really don't know what they believe in. Like they believe in it, but they just don't know about it. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Like it's kind of like saying, yeah, I really believe in God, but I've never read the Bible. It's kind of like that.
Okay.
That makes any sense at all.
It kind of does. But we have seen that the grunts have a little bit better knack for picking up languages. We saw was it Yap be able to basically sign with one of the Huragox lighter than some in Contact Harvest?
Yeah. Also, there is a canonical reason, why grunts can speak English. Is they typically use grunts as translators to human communiques. So that is kind of how we can get away with hearing a couple grunts speak English every now and then.
Yeah.
So
especially from Halo 1, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, to be honest, I mean, the idea of I understand why in Halo 4 and in Halo Reach how they made the Covenant seem more alien, by not having them speak English. But there's a story reason for Chief being able to understand them. That's because his suit has a translator. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Not that it works that well, but it gets better.
I like the grunts being able to speak English a little bit better than Chief having a translator.
Well, no, I mean like the grunts
Unless
like I'm talking about like the elites and the brutes. And frankly, I kind of like hearing the brutes trash talk you in English. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this voice actor or not. You know, John DiMaggio. He played Bender on Futurama. He's one of the brutes in Halo 3, and I always just love to say, the pack will feast on you, or just all that fun brute stuff.
I did not know that.
I like hearing that.
That's funny. I like Bender.
Yeah,
He's a cool character.
That is the second Futurama actor that I'm aware of to have any Halo stuff. Billy West narrated the making of Halo 4 trailer. You know, the one that was supposed to go to movie theaters?
But there was one that's supposed to go to movie theaters?
Yeah, there was. It was a trailer that I think they released at San Diego Comic-Con, if I'm not mistaken. It was called The Making of Halo 4, and it's like a 3 or 4 minute Vidoc where it was going to go be released in larger movies. I think only AMC had contract for it. I could be wrong. I only saw it in AMC theaters, but where it was kind of like a Vidoc showing how movies and video games are very similar to make, but video games are ultimately better because you have more control. You are the director in a sense.
Yeah.
But they even talk. The video talks about how like a lot of video game employees, employees at 343 are ex-Hollywood guys. So,
okay.
If I'm not mistaken,
I haven't heard of this for some reason.
I think it came out. I can actually tell you why. It probably got overshadowed by the Forward Unto Dawn stuff because that came out the same. The same day, I think.
Okay.
But it was a pretty good video.
I have to look for it.
Yeah, Billy West from Futurama narrated it. You know what? I gotta call out David Ellis though. When he told the crowd who narrated it, he didn't say Billy West from Futurama. He said Billy West from Ren and Stimpy. Somebody called him out in the audience. They were like, "Futurama, man!"
Yikes!
Yeah.
Oops.
Like everybody in that show anyway. So.
Oh well. So okay.
Oh, my Waypoint finally downloaded. How long has that been? 25 minutes?
Yeah, it's been quite a bit. Speaking of Waypoint, there's some symbols that have been cropping up a little bit here and there. And we actually, the first one I noticed was in this week's bulletin, and it's under the section called Section 3. If you click on the question mark metal-looking symbol, you can actually download a PNG, and it literally has garbage in it. So you go in, and if you have a text editor, you can go and pull out all the garbage text that's in there. And I'll throw the symbol up now, but it comes up with this nice little symbol. And it looks very, very familiar. If you remember the terminals from Halo Anniversary, you will probably have seen this symbol before. This is one of 2 that we've seen so far. Another one got sent out in a mass email that went out to some. If you're subscribed to Xbox mailing list, you would have gotten this email about Halo 4 Infinity multiplayer. And at the very bottom, you see this same little question mark medal. You click on that, and you get another icon that you can click on.
Okay, now did you say that none of those glyphs were on Waypoint?
Just the one that was at the end of the Infinity multiplayer making of video. That one's not on the terminal.
Okay, which glyph? I don't have that in front. It doesn't matter. What did you say it led to? Oh,
so it was another glyph picture.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So there's 10 glyphs that you have to enter in.
Right, and so we have the first 2.
Okay.
This is probably going to lead to, I would say, if going off of what we saw in the anniversary, maybe we get a secret, maybe quote unquote 11th terminal after seeing all these glyphs, because we have 3 weeks until the game comes out. Unless they put these glyphs in other media forms other than the bulletin and these email announcements, these are probably going to end up coming out maybe 3 or 4 weeks after the game. And
keep a lookout because we have a lot of media stuff coming out.
Yeah, that's true.
alone because we have the David Fincher live action commercial tonight. We have a new episode of Forward Unto Dawn tomorrow morning. So I mean, they could very well be at the end of that. So keep a lookout. I'm sitting here looking at my Waypoint screen right now.
Yeah.
These damn terminal. I remember trying to do that from stupid Halo Anniversary. My God.
Yeah.
It was cool, don't get me wrong, but it was a pain in the ass to sit there and punch in those damn stupid symbols. So you have no idea what order they're in.
Well, now you get to do it again.
Yeah, boy. Actually, no. Now I get to wait for somebody on YouTube to do it, and then I get to follow them.
Well,
that's right.
True.
I learned my lesson.
But you never know. You may get experience that you can help rank up in war games.
No, you still got experience from it. Like, what I did was I just followed what they did. I just followed their steps the first time.
Oh, I see what you mean.
I didn't feel like,
Well, the ones in Anniversary, you can punch them in the right order. I mean, the order that was shown up in the terminal was the one you punched it in the...
The point was, imagine if somebody took your keyboard and scrambled around all the letters. You'd be lost, right? It was the same thing. I'm looking at, this keyboard. I'm like, what the heck?
Oh, I see what you mean. So knowing the position...
Yeah, it takes you 5 minutes to oh, where's that symbol? Where's that? Oh, okay, there it is. And then you gotta, that's one down. Okay, only 9 more to go.
Right,
right. One of those things. Actually, I have not been on Halo Waypoint on my Xbox for probably...
I always check the website.
Yeah, exactly. I always go straight to the website. I have not looked at this thing in months. This is kind of cool what they've got set up. They've got...
It would be easier if it didn't take so long to load. To be perfectly honest.
Yeah, I like how they've got the store set up here. This is interesting. Can you actually buy things off of Halo Waypoint? No, okay, never mind.
No, it just lists the things out there.
Okay. I was gonna say that would be awesome. Plug out my credit card and be like, all right, ready to go, boom, done.
No, you can't. The avatar stuff you may be able to.
Well, yeah, the avatar stuff definitely, but what all they got in here?
But no, the McFarlane toys and books, no, you can't do that.
That's a shame.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Be tied right into whatever you have your shipping and credit card information that's stored in your Xbox profile.
Yeah, that'd make things a lot easier to deal with.
You listening, 343?
Yeah, 43 is listening. Update that store. Just saying.
How outdated is it?
Not 100% up to date. You know how Bungie had their own store, and I'm wearing some Bungie apparel right now, right?
Right.
And they had shirts and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And 43, you could make some money doing that, and I would buy whatever you got.
By the way, these shirts will be available sometime this year to be purchased.
What a shameless.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
Oh, let's see. This is kind of cool. You've got your service record and everything set up on here.
Yeah, it's an interesting portal. It's a little slow to get into it, and navigating between things is not as quick as it could be.
Well, I have a BPR of 100. Is that good? I guess that's awesome.
How do you... Okay, 100 is, unreal.
Is that really? No way.
Yeah. That means you're the best of the best.
Fuck yeah. Damn straight.
Wow.
Well, let me compare it up against somebody. It's not comparing other people's names, or it's taking forever to do it.
Mine's of 59.
Okay, my BPR is 100. My weapon of choice is DMR. My kill to death ratio is a 2.08.
Oh, that's probably a good reason why you're above a 2.0.
67% commendation. I've got 1,600 multiplayer games played. But my win percentage is only 66%. So I guess is BPR your personal player record?
Yeah.
Because my win percentage is only 2/3. Then that doesn't seem like 100. But all right. I'll take. Well, let me.
That's still pretty good. That's 2/3 of your games you've played are wins. That's pretty decent.
Yeah, Halo 3, I was at 3/4.
With your KD being over 2.0, though, I think that's pretty big.
Also, well, victories in Reach don't really matter as much as they did in Halo 3, because in Halo 3, if you lost a game, that affected you.
Yeah, you didn't get XP, or you could be deranked.
Yeah, whereas in Halo Reach, it really doesn't matter.
Right. It didn't matter too much. But no, my KD is like 1.04 and my BPR I think is like a 59. I used to be up at 67, but then I started playing MLG with a friend and that didn't go too well for my stats.
On which game?
Halo Reach.
Halo
Playing
Reach, you know what?
MLG.
You know what? I made a mistake of playing MLG recently. I have not played a single game of MLG on Halo Reach until about 2 months ago, or maybe a month ago, right? It never interested me. Like, I love Halo 3 MLG. Reach just doesn't move quite as well as Halo 3. I like Halo 3 better. I made the mistake of playing with Naked Eli in a game of, like, he was like, "Hey Brian, come on, let's go play." I'm like, if we just played like normal Slayer, I'd be fine. Like, I don't know, like, I didn't even know MLG wasn't No Bloom. I had no idea, right? Because I stopped paying attention to MLG ages ago. But yeah, apparently it's No Bloom. You can't sprint. You run, but you run fast. Anyway, it was nuts. It was a bad decision to go and play with him because, of course, you're gonna get. I'm a good player. I guess I'm a really good player if my BPR is that high. I mean, I got a good KD, but if it's going to match us up against players our level, but on a game type that I've never fucking played before, I'm used to blue now, and it was like, uh-oh, bad idea.
Yep.
So
that whole pacing of shots kind of goes away.
Yeah, it does, absolutely. And you know what? I went back and started playing some Halo 3 recently, and Battle Rifle works great with no blue. I mean, obviously that's fantastic. I hate... Mm-hmm. I'm actually not really a big fan of Bloom. I'm a big fan of Bloom on the DMR because if you're not using Bloom on the DMR, then it's just retarded. Because I like the pacing of the DMR Bloom, but I also love the battle rifle spray and just, you hit your targets with your own accuracy. I do love that.
Right. So, we have the 2 glyphs out of 10, or I don't know if there's going to be 10 or 5, because the ones from Anniversary were only 5. So, yeah, they're only 5 long. So who knows? It may just be 3 more that we need, and this might not be the only ones. But
well, we still have 3 more articles left, so that could very get.
But for some reason, the one was at the end of the multiplayer video that was shown at Comic-Con, it's not on the terminal, so I don't know what it goes to.
That is interesting. Okay, you know what? If there is somebody who is smarter than me who knows how BPR works, somebody find me and send me a link and give me the math equation for how BPR works. Because I'm looking at this one guy, his BPR is a 51 and his KD ratio is a 0.97. So I don't.
Well, my BPR is like a 59. I have a 1.04 KD ratio.
Yeah, okay, I would love to see what is the math. Do assists count in that? Is your KD, blah, 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 percentage? I would, if somebody knows the math behind that, please tell me.
Ask BS Angel. Maybe. Okay, so, odd jump cut, guys. We went into a long discussion about Halo Waypoint on the console. You probably saw a little bit of that leading up to the cut, but, we had about a 20-minute discussion about Waypoint features on the Xbox, since most of us use Waypoint on the console. The website. So we're just going through BPR and Brian's stats, and in light of trying to keep those to himself, we will take that out, and to spare you the extra time of having to watch through this video.
No, it's okay. I can tell you right now, my stats are better than yours.
Yeah, he has a 100 BPR. Yeah. If
you're listening, apparently my stats are better.
So,
I'm going to get called out by Bravo on this, right?
I don't think he has 100 BPR on his thing.
Really?
I don't think so. I can check. I'm friends with him on Xbox, so
I would love. I'm just gonna get a in-game message from MLG Bravo. He's like, "You, me, right now. Let's go."
That would be hilarious.
I'm gonna be like, I gotta go. I got something going on right now.
I would so be ready to commentate on that in a heartbeat.
Oh, you know what? Here's the thing, too. If this was Halo 3, I'd throw down on that challenge, too, immediately. I'd be like, let's do it. Let's have fun.
Really?
Oh, yeah, dude. I love it.
I just wish I could be that good. My big problem is just being consistent with my aim. That's my biggest problem in Halo for me, is just consistency. My
biggest problem in Reach is just your overall movement. I don't necessarily have a problem with aim and reach. I mean, that's fine. I preferred Halo 3 because everything felt so much smoother. The frame rate felt smoother. The map geometry felt smoother. It didn't feel like I was getting caught up on hiccups or anything like that. It felt like I was able to get away from interactions where I didn't want to be in them. It didn't feel like I was getting chased as often. It didn't feel like I was getting double meleeed as often. I mean, like I like my battle rifle as well. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff to it. I know that my Halo 3 skill is probably equal to my Halo Reach skill, but at the same time, I just feel a lot more confident about Halo 3. Like, I could go into... Because I did some MLG tournaments when Halo 3 was out, when I was a bit younger. And yeah, those were fun. Hell, I won a couple GameStop tournaments for it and stuff like that. I mean, those were cool, but Reach, I would not challenge any MLG guys in Reach.
Yeah. Well, I have his BPR and it's not 100.
Ha! Suck it, Bravo.
And his KD is not that high either. It's over 1.0, but it's not nearly as high as yours is.
Actually, well, I mean that's the thing about MLG guys. Actually, even in Halo 3, all their KDs were 1.5 or whatever because they were all playing against each other. They weren't playing against because once you hit a level 50 in MLG, you're not getting.
You're pretty isolated from all the other.
Exactly, you
low
are
lives.
Not low lives. My goodness, is that the 47% of Halo players that can send?
Hey, I'm down there with them. I am down there with them.
Oh no, that's a terrible joke. But yeah, so the stats for MLG guys, I understand why they're not all 2.0s.
Yeah. So, all right,
mathematics makes sense.
We will see what happens next week with all the hidden transmissions. This is more just kind of informative filler for the most part. The only big thing we got out of it was the note that was at the very end of the file about the fleet coming together and kind of triggering some things for Oni. So we will have to see what happens in the next one. Hopefully we get a little bit more details into what's going on leading up to Halo 4. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Brent and Brian, for coming on again. And we will see you guys again next week.
I think this is the only thing I've said the entire episode, so bye, everybody.